I just want my son to remember me as like my dad was a superhero. Cause that's what he always say. Oh, dad, you're a superhero, you're a superhero. So I just want him to remember me as a good father, as a superhero. I just honestly feel like I made a change when it comes to like probation, um, what they say, thug life, any like I got out of that. Ever since my brother was murdered, I got up out of that. Like I just want to do better. Like I just want to be the person to break the cycle with all the like, you know, court system, court fees, probation, prison time. I just want to be the one to break the cycle. That's really it.
The PSI report state,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense,
We have, Judge.
any objection state,
No, Your Honor.
defense?
No objections. There are a couple of corrections that we'd like to make.
Yes, you
For
may.
example, on page 1, it lists him as having two defendants. He only has one.
Okay, just one moment.
Some minor things.
Okay, let me pull up the PSI report. It's towards the bottom. All right, so page 1.
On page 1, Judge, yes, it lists him as having two dependents, and that's actually incorrect. He has one.
Okay,
So I just wanted, that's just a correction to make, not really an objection, but more of a correction.
all right. All right, any other corrections?
No, that was the one thing we wanted to point out as far as, we believe that's relevant, so we pointed that out. We wanted to point that out.
All right, according to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison, and the state is opposing your application. And this is to run concurrent with 2020 CR 2196, but I think that motion was withdrawn. Let me see. Okay. All right, state your opposed. Do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Judge.
All right, call your first witness. All
I'll call April Simmons.
right, April Simmons. All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear and I can hear. All right, state your name for the record.
April Simmons.
All right, defense.
Ms. Simmons, how are you related to my client, Gemma Ryan Simmons?
I'm his mother.
Ms. Simmons, you understand that today we're here before the Honorable Stephanie Boyd. And she's going to make a decision, a very important decision in your son's life. You understand that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you may have heard me say that one of the things we wanted to point out to the judge was that the correction in the number of dependents that your son has. When I say dependents, I'm talking about how many children he has. And how many children does he have?
One.
And since this and today we're specifically talking about the offense that happened back in the parking lot the night that his car was, when his car was being tampered with. Do you remember that night?
Yes.
Okay, and that was the night he was shot, the second time he was shot.
Yes.
Okay. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, and one of the things that we're asking the judge to consider when she makes this decision, and one of the things to look at is some of the things that have changed in his life since that night. And one of the big changes in his life has been the role
of his son.
with his son. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how old is his son?
Truth is 4.
4, okay? And the change that the big change in his life is now, as I understand it, your son has 100% custody of his son. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's through the courts. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
He went to court and the biological mother decided to completely absent herself from her son's life.
Yes.
And when I say absent herself, it's to such an extent that the court granted her the ability to visit her son through a kid share program. And up to this day, she's never, ever even made an effort to even take the court up on an opportunity to visit her son. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And has the opportunity for him to become a full-time father, have you seen that help foster a change in your son that you had not seen prior to?
Yes.
Can you tell the judge a little bit about that?
Well, since he had his son, to be honest, since his son was born, he really always had his son. He's always been in the home with my son, Jamaria. So it's never been a day that he haven't had his son. So
Okay,
he's really an excellent father. And his son really loves him. And like I say, his son been with him since he was born.
and you understand that one of the things we're asking the judge today is to consider an application for what's called deferred adjudication.
Yes.
And we are not here today asking the judge to overlook our role, or when I say our role, I mean your son's role and what happened that night. What happened that night was terrible.
Yes.
You know, he did something he shouldn't have done, and we're certainly not asking the judge or making any excuses for your son's behavior. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you and I have been through the police report together. We've read the victim impact statement.
Yes.
We know the effect that this had on this poor woman. Is that correct?
Yes.
But since that night, have you seen some changes in your son and an opportunity to perhaps help push him in the right direction? And he had been doing well, except for that,
Yeah.
1 minute.
That night, I'm not making excuses for him. I really don't know what came over him to do that, because I didn't raise him like that. And like, the only thing I can say is like a lot of this, he's been through a lot from the part of me losing my son in 2016. He wasn't a part of that. Him and my other son wasn't a part of none of that. So it's like a lot of stuff that didn't happen in my family, which is with my children, that they were never a part of. So I feel like he's going through like depression, or he like, I don't know, like just something that he's going through that he might need help with. But it's a lot that occurred in our life. Like I say, losing my son.
Tell us a little bit about that. And I hate to ask you to, but
Well, I lost my son March 6, 2016. Two of my sons was in the car. My other son survived, but it was where my son was going to give a friend a ride, and they end up getting ambushed, and my son ended up getting killed. And then with all of that, like, they wasn't a part of the funeral. They wasn't part of none of that. Then after that, we lost my baby sister to breast cancer, and they wasn't really a part of that. And then with my mom, she was going through breast cancer, but thank God that she beat it a few months ago. But it's just a lot that I endure, and my kids is really like all I have. I'm a single parent. I have 9 children. My baby boy, he's in college. Thank God for that. My last 2 baby girls, they in sports. They got accepted to a lot of stuff. So, and then he's a good supporter when it comes to being at their games and stuff like that. So he's one of the big helps in my life too, also.
now, and on this particular night, we know that he was shot, but he had been shot about 4 or 5 months prior to that night. Is that correct as well?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge, or anything you think she should know? Because I mean, she's going to make a very, very important decision, not only in his life, but in his son's life today, right now. Anything else you'd like her to know or to tell her about your son?
I just would like to say, like, the person he was that night, that's not him. Like, Shamari is really a loving, happy, sweet person. Like I said, it's always been me and my kids, and we stick together. He's a great father, and we just do a lot of stuff together. I don't want him to miss out on nothing else that treat in the future with us being the family.
If the judge was to grant him the opportunity to be on deferred adjudication, would you do whatever you could to help him be successful? And
I'm with my kids 100% every time they need.
that's all I have. No more questions. The statement,
questions?
Mr. Escobar may have some questions for you.
Ms. Simmons, first, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. I only have a couple questions. Does Jamaria, does he own a gun?
No.
And who's Jedi Hall? Jadi Hall? Do you recognize that name? Jedi Hall in here, I'm showing you.
Oh, that's his friend.
Okay. Nothing but the state.
Okay, that's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, your next witness.
Mr. Simmons.
All right. Before Mr. Simmons testifies, has Mr. Simmons done a drug test today?
Today, no. Would
right.
you like him to?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Abrams, are we able to get a drug test today from Mr. Simmons? All right, so we're gonna do a drug test today. All right.
Okay. So first, before we talk about that, I kind of want to go over, obviously, one of the things the judge has to consider is what happened that night, right? And, the judge has the stipulated evidence from the police. When I say stipulated evidence, I mean the police report that talks about your conduct on that night. And she also has the PSI that discusses the meeting you had with the probation department or the PSI officer about that night. And it starts with the fact that, the way this incident started is you're confronted with an individual or two individuals with a gun trying, pulling on the door handle of your car. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then unfortunately that turns into this encounter you had with the woman that ends up the victim of the aggravated assault. Is that correct as well? Okay. And as I discussed with your mom, and as you and I have talked about many, many times, we're certainly not here today to minimize your role in what happened in the aftermath of what happened. Is that also correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that what happened was certainly terrible
Yes, sir.
and should have never happened.
Yes, sir.
However, we also, when anybody has to look at a situation like that and determine what do you do with someone who's been a part of involved in any situation, you've got to look at how it started, how it ended, but also look at the person in total.
Yes, sir.
Which is you, correct? And so she has to look. And one of the things, obviously, one of the things the judge wanted to know right off the bat was, well, let's look at you right now. I mean, she wanted to know right now, are you using drugs? So the first thing she said was, you know what? Let's just cut the rubbish. Let's see right now, are you clean? And you showed her right off the jump, absolutely, I'm not using drugs. I'm clean. And you proved to her, right off the jump, you're not using drugs. You're clean. And I know that she's going to have a concern, for example, about guns. We know from the PSI that your position is and has always been the gun you had that night you took from the man who was using the gun as he tried to get into your car. And she may be concerned, well, how do we know you didn't have a gun? And we know from the fact that there were multiple home visits done. This court is very proud of the fact that she keeps a good eye on her probationers by what's called home visits. Are you familiar with home visits?
Yes, sir.
And you have had home visits done, I believe, multiple times throughout your probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Twice a month.
Okay. And when they do home visits, they literally come into your home and check it out, don't they?
Yes, sir.
And one of the things they're looking for are things you're not supposed to have, like a gun.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Okay.
That's one of the number one things she asked before she even come into the house. Is it any firearms in the house? No.
And they've never found a gun in your house.
Not
And you don't own a gun.
ammunition, guns, residue, anything like that.
Okay. Now, what they would find in your house is a child, right? Now,
Yes,
let's talk about that. What's your son's name?
Truth.
Truth? Okay, how old is he?
He's 4.
Now, your mom talked about the fact that in his life, he really has one parent.
Exactly.
And tell the judge a little bit about how that came to be. mean, we know that he has a mom and a dad, but in his situation, the mom and the dad went to court. Is that correct?
Yes,
And what did the court decide as far as who was going to be in charge of his well-being and his upbringing?
they decided to grant me full custody of my child. And they granted her visitations Monday through Sunday, but she has not attended one of them.
And how long ago was it that the court granted you full custody?
This is about I want to almost 3 years.
Okay, and so in 3 years, the mother of this child has had
Zero contact.
zero contact.
Yeah.
Although she's had, anytime she wants, she can pick up the phone, call you and say, hey, I'm ready to visit.
Yes,
And she's never taken that opportunity.
not one time.
And so you're it, right?
Full time.
Okay. And to provide for him, one of the things you do is I know that your mom said you were shot prior to this incident, correct?
Yes, sir.
And tell us a little bit of where did that happen?
It was at a hookah lounge where, they just listen to music, have a little good vibe. Me and my friend, we was walking towards the car, and out the side of my right eye, I seen a light skinned complected guy hanging out a window with a gun. One of my friends was struck in the right buttocks. I heard him screaming on the floor. So I tried to take cover, and I just felt my legs turn into noodles. So I flipped over the pole and just passed out. I had to get revived on the scene. And that was in November.
In November of 2022?
Mhm.
Okay. And obviously that slowed down your ability to work.
Yes.
And then this happened, we know, I think it was April of 23. So about a year ago, this incident occurred. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But now you're able to work. And I think, as I understand it, you work, what's your employment?
Top level moving company. I've been there since October 25th, 2021. Yeah, 2021.
Okay. And you've had to take some breaks because of the
to the,
injuries, but
The first bullet, it broke my shoulder. So I had recently had surgery. I have 2 screws right here, and I'm not able to, raise heavy objects or anything like that.
now, I asked you when we met relatively recently, we talked about long-term plans. And you said that you were blessed and that you had a probation officer who's kind of shepherding you and guiding you into a new career. Do you remember that discussion?
Oh, yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about that.
First of all, I want to thank my probation officer, George Wilson, because that was the first time I ever met him. I think it was in March, the 1st of March, actually.
Of this year or last?
No, this year,
Okay.
because they kept changing my probation officer. But yeah, he told me about the CDL, and he gave me some paperwork for me to get started on my CDL and get a head start to start driving trucks, because that's one of the things I want to do is drive trucks and make deliveries, pick up loads. Some of my brothers, they do it right now. So it seemed like I take a good, role in that and start doing the CDL driving. And also, I just accomplished my driver's test course online. So I'm looking forward to getting my driver's license. And, I just want to make things right and just stay on the right track, do what I got to do for my son, because I'm all he got. And I just want to be the best father I could be to him, because I didn't have a father when I was young. All I had was my mom, so I just wish stuff was different that night. Everything happened so fast. Everything, it just happened so fast. And I didn't want no one to get hurt. I didn't want to get hurt. None of that was intentionally. That was not my plan to go out there and trip with anybody, approach anybody with any firearm and anything like that. I just wanted to question them about my vehicle. Why were y'all pulling on my vehicle? So that's really it. I just wish everything would have happened differently, and I wish it didn't happen so fast, but besides the job stuff, yeah, that's my main focus, is being a CDL driver. That's one of my main focuses.
Now, once again, like we said earlier, we certainly, though, are not standing here denying our role in what, certainly coming down the stairs and seeing somebody with a gun tampering with your car caused you some concern.
Yes, sir.
But what happened after that? We're not making excuses for what turned out to be some incredibly stupid behavior, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you and I together read the email she sent.
Yes, sir.
And it's horrifying what she's going through. Would you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
We read it out loud together, and your mom and I, and we all read it. And what were your thoughts when you heard those words?
My thoughts when I read her email, my thoughts was, this is not me. Like the 30 seconds of that situation, like that doesn't justify me. Like that was not me at all. Like that was not me. It just, like I said, it just happened so fast. And like, I'm sorry for her. Like, I wish things could have been different. I wish I would never even, had any encounter with her at all, because that was not my intentions to hurt, anything like that. My intentions was not bad intentions at all. And I feel sorry for her. And I hope one day, she'll get over that and be able to forgive me for all the wrongdoing that happened that night.
Now, you understand now. We're asking the judge to place you on deferred adjudication.
Mhm.
You've been on probation. You've done well on probation. You've taken your classes, you've paid your monies, you've done your community service. You had an MTR for a case that was dismissed,
Mhm.
but your drug test had been negative.
Mhm.
You understand that the judge can continue to monitor you like she has. She can continue with the home visits.
Yes, sir.
She can ask you to, or ask you to pay restitution for this young woman to have counseling,
Yes, sir.
for any medical bills to reimburse her for any out-of-pocket medical expenses, those types of things. You understand all of that, correct?
Yes, sir. And
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry. I
want
didn't
to
mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
elaborate on the.
Sorry, I'm sorry, ma'am. Go ahead, sir.
I want to elaborate about the probation. I was actually either 2 or 3 weeks from discharging from probation. My last probation officer, Miss Sydney, she was, I don't know how it worked when they have to, I guess, send you a letter or send somebody a letter just to tell them about me discharging from probation. So that was a big step in my life. Like I was almost this close, and then just a blink of an eye, all of that just shattered. And I just was so close. I was just so close. I was close.
But, and you realize that, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, we're asking the judge to kind of take a leap of faith with you. Because when you have a case like this, and you and I did this with the state, and we're not going to get into what plea bargaining we did with the state, but anytime you have a case, you can have an easy choice or a hard choice. And when you're talking numbers with the state, they throw different numbers at you. You can just say, you know what? I don't want to try for probation. I'll just just send me to prison for X number of years. And it's a number much smaller than 8, considerably smaller than 8. But you said to me, I'll never forget this. You looked at me and said, Charles, I don't want to do that to my son. I don't want to show him that I just gave up and I turned my back on him. You said, give me this chance give me the day to talk to the judge and look her in the eye and prove to her and ask her to give me this chance. And I'll risk it. I'll risk the 8 if I can have this moment to try and talk to her and show her that I'm not the person that I was for that 30 or 45 seconds, right? You remember that discussion?
Yes, sir.
Because we could have taken the easy way and you didn't want it. You wanted to stand here and risk 5 or 6 additional years in prison just for this opportunity. And deferred adjudication comes with a tremendous risk. Instead of getting 2 or 3 or 4 years in prison, now you can get 8. And if you mess it up, you can get 20.
I'm
So-
willing to bet.
I know you are. I'm standing with you. Say it again.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm willing to bet on that myself.
And I'm standing here with you, shoulder to shoulder, and we're here today throwing ourselves at her mercy and asking her to give you that chance and give your son the chance to have you with him, but you have to look her in the eye and tell her why she should take this chance on you. Because if you just go by what she reads, there's really no reason to do it. So this is your chance. Why should she take this chance on you? And I know you're nervous, and I know you wrote some things down, of course. And you can write things down. It's okay, because I'd be scared too if I were you.
I mean, oh, we don't know. I just honestly feel like I made a change when it comes to like probation, what they say, thug life, like I got out of that. Ever since my brother was murdered, I got up out of that. Like, I just want to do better. Like, I just want to be the person to break the cycle with all the like, court system, court fees, probation, prison time. I just want to be the one to break the cycle. That's really it. I don't know. I just want to break the cycle. So, like, everybody has to pass away one day. So when it is my time, I want to be able to like.
Thank you.
I just want my son to remember me as like my dad was a superhero. Cause that's what he always say. Oh, Dad, you're a superhero. You're a superhero. So I just want him to remember me as a good father, as a superhero.
All right.
That's
Any
all. That's all the questions I have, Judge.
questions?
Just a few, Judge.
Okay.
Do you own a gun, sir?
No, sir.
Would it surprise you that when being interviewed as a part of this case, that the person identified as your girlfriend by your mother said that you did own a gun?
I wouldn't believe that. I don't.
And in the stipulations that were included with the plea bargain agreement, that both the victim and her boyfriend reported that you came out of the apartment building with a gun.
I never approached any one of those parties with a firearm at all.
And that whenever you came out, it was because you'd seen them messing with your car.
Fidgeting with my back door on my right-hand side.
But that they told you that their car had been broken into and that they had called the police. And that you mentioned that in the PSI, that they told you that their car had been broken into and that they had called the police.
Mm-hmm.
So the police were already on their way. Is that correct?
I kind of disagree because this is why I disagree, due to the fact I arrived home around 3 o'clock in the morning. The police station is, it's only like 10 minutes away. So if they did call the police, it seemed like it took them at least 2 hours to get there if they made a report about their vehicle getting broken into, because we had time, me and a guy, we had time to roll around on the floor. Get possession of the firearm, him to empty out his magazine. It was just so much for them to have already, spoken with the police officers. And that doesn't just, even if they did speak to the police officers or anything like that, what does y'all vehicle have to do with mine? I work hard for that.
I understand that, sir. Would it surprise you that, again, in the stipulations, they talk about that they were just trying to see if any other cars had been broken into so that they could report it to the police? Would that surprise you that was in the stipulations?
Yes, yeah.
And that one of the witnesses, it would have been Demira Wilson. Do you know who that is?
I never met them. The reason why I met her cousins is due to the fact it was her birthday night.
And,
So-
and we're talking about who are you talking about?
Demira, that's the first time I ever encountered Demira.
Okay. And then again, it was Sade, sorry about that. Sorry for butchering the name. Sade Hall, that Myra indicated that she did see you with a gun in your hand, and that Sade said that she didn't see you with a gun in her hand. So that there was already kind of some There's there's different stories that are happening there. Additionally, in the stipulations, the victim reports that once the boyfriend backed off, that you grabbed her by the hair and struck her multiple times in the head with your firearm. Does that surprise you that that's in the
With that
stipulations?
firearm.
With a
With that
firearm.
firearm. Mhm.
Fair. She didn't have a weapon on her, did she?
I'm pretty sure I mean, she had to. It was 2 guns. It was 2 of them, 1 of me. I never approached anybody with a firearm. So the second firearm had to come from her or him.
So did you take the gun from him or her?
I took the gun from him.
And then he shot you later when he
With-
got away.
Uh-huh.
So then she didn't have a firearm as far as you could tell.
As far as I could tell, no. I don't know where, no.
But you did, as you were holding her by the hair, strike her
Mhm.
repeatedly while she was, in essence, defenseless. Would you agree?
Mhm.
Yes or no, sir?
Yes.
Do superheroes strike women that don't have weapons on them?
No, sir.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about UAs really quickly. I know we showed your defense attorney this. It was things that were included in the MTR. Sorry, Mr. Bunk.
I know you're trying to ask, Judge, this is about something I have not been provided discovery on, so I'm gonna object to this line of questioning.
All right.
This is something that allegedly happened yesterday that I just found out about an hour ago, and I have not had a chance to look at any of this at all, so.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come back next week.
Okay.
And that'll give everybody a chance to look at what they need to look at.
Okay, Judge.
So how much time do you need to look at whatever the state wants to show?
That should be enough.
All right, so when can you all come back next week?
Any day you tell us.
I mean, let me know.
Okay.
So let's pull out calendars. Oh, you can have a seat. Norma? So we have Alfonso Cabanos coming in tomorrow, but there's not a docket, right?
That's right.
Correct?
Yes.
Oh, no, he'll come back tomorrow. I'll be here.
You said Monday, you said it's gonna be Monday, I don't think it's Monday.
Yeah, no, we've lost some days,
I
right?
did.
But yeah, so he can be here tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow.
In Judge Stephanie Boyd's courtroom, the story of Jamaria Simmons is not simple. On paper, he's here for an aggravated assault, a parking lot confrontation that turned into a woman being brutally beaten. But before she decides his future, Judge Boyd wants the full picture. His mother testifies he's a devoted father and the only real parent his 4-year-old son has. She talks about a family crushed by a brother's murder, cancer, and grief, and a son who struggled with depression but stayed present for his child. Jamaria himself explains he was almost finished with probation, working, passing drug tests, and trying to change when this 30 seconds of violence destroyed everything. Now he's begging for deferred adjudication, a chance to prove he's more than that night, knowing one mistake on probation could mean up to 20 years. So what do you think? Does being a loving father and trauma survivor earn him another chance, or does the violence against an innocent woman erase all of that?
All right, so this is going to be a jury trial. State, what do you have available on your calendar?
The state is available.
You want me to put it with impact?
I don't think the state would be ready for an impact setting on this case.
Okay, so let me see, your impact is August 21st, correct? All right, so I can put it. Yes,
If I may, Judge, next, just so you know, September's going to be a little iffy for me because my grandson's going to be born sometime in September, and
oh, you gotta be there for that.
I've been tasked with running up there to watch my granddaughter while they go take care of the new one. So
All right, so do you have any idea in September?
the due date is September 25th, but my
But babies
granddaughter
come when they want to.
Yeah, my granddaughter was a little early, so we don't, yeah. But that's the only limitation I have that I know of.
All right, what is your week in October?
I don't know if we're the first or second week.
Okay, let me see, just one second. We're in August.
Wait a second. First week.
Criminal Trial Division. Hi, what is your week in August? Are you the first week in August or the second week?
The first full week, Judge, is family violence. Our week is the 14th or the
Okay.
15th of September. I'm sorry, of August.
And in October?
October, we are the second week, which is the 9th, 10th. And the family violence is the second and third.
All right, so what I'll do is, in this court, I try to switch off family violence, criminal trial division. Of course, if either family violence or criminal trial division are like, yeah, even though it's not our week, we'll go on it, and you all want to go on it, I allow that. But I'm going to put you down for October 2nd.
Mhm.
If we do jury selection, it will be October 3rd. But I'm putting you down on the 2nd so everybody can make sure that they have everything. Yes.
Your Honor, I do have a trial setting in the 304 court on October 2nd for CPS.
Ah, they don't do Zoom?
I don't know if they're going to do Zoom or not. The last time I had a Zoom meeting was back in May.
Arlene Gay is saying no.
For 262s and trial, they don't do it. Those two, the front end and the back end are live.
Okay,
Changing policy. Like
Thank you.
And it's a trial setting.
Trial setting,
okay, and what date?
October 2nd.
All right. All right. Criminal Trial Division, which week are you all in September?
September, we are. In September, we're the 11th, 12th, well, the first is on a Friday, but
Mhm.
then family violence is that first full week, which is Labor Day week. But, and then the
Okay.
following week, we do have the 11th and 12th.
All right, so I'm going to put you all for September 5th.
5th?
Oh, I'm sorry, counsel, you just said you have your
Well,
grand trial,
at some point. Yeah,
but I mean, is it September 5th good for you or no? If it's not, just tell me.
yeah. I mean, I'd hate to commit to that and then have him be 3 weeks early or something.
Okay, all right. Well, I will tell you this, I'm not going to be here that week because it's a judicial conference. Theft,
Okay.
300,000 or more.
I'm
Yes.
familiar with it. It's a Daniel's case, but
All right, so I'm assuming
this
this
is
is,
out of town.
Yes.
Yes.
Victims witness, Your Honor.
all right. So I don't do special settings, but I will put this on a date and state what's a good time frame for you all, because I know you have your calendar.
I do have my calendar, however, Judge, this is,
Let me see if Norma has sent me a text message. No text message, so,
I mean, maybe, we do have a murder trial in front of it
Yeah.
in September, but it would be September 12th.
all right. So Ray, how long do you expect this trial to last?
I think 3 days at the most, Mitch.
3
It's
days?
it's a restitution issue we're fighting about.
Okay, so you say September 12th?
We do have
Mhm.
a murder that probably should go, so I don't know if you want one where we sort of just put it where it probably would be the first one or not.
Well, this is what I do. The state is saying September 12th, they have a murder. And I know you're saying your issue is restitution amount.
Well, as you can see, based on the charge, Judge, they're alleging a large amount of money and
Yes. So let's do this. I'm going to put you all down for August 28th. And that'll give you a chance. That's not necessarily your trial date. That's for you all to look at restitution.
Okay,
And of course, Ray, if you want that to turn into a trial date, if that's criminal trial divisions week. We'll see if we can turn it into that. But we'll do 28th, and I'll set it as for you all to figure out what the restitution amount will be. All right, Caroline, on Jose Lozano, can you set that for August 28th?
Yes.
And in the other box, just put restitution.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse you.
After you sign that. All right, who else is here?
Judge, I'm here with, Mark was here first.
Okay,
We have John Meyer, Your Honor.
all right, if you guys will come forward.
You are ready, Your Honor.
All right. All right, we are currently in a bench trial at 9:30. So this is criminal trial division. How long do you expect this trial to last?
2 to 3 days, Your Honor, I would think. I don't know what the state says.
Yeah, the case in chief, John.
Okay. So state you have your calendar, and I know it's the murder calendar. But what date are you thinking? And Mr. Stevens, we do our jury trials on a Tuesday, but I'm going to set you all on one of the Mondays. And then the counsel who's out of county doesn't have to come down on Monday, but you and your client will need to be here. And that way you'll know what's happening on Tuesday. So your counsel doesn't have to come down if something is taking precedence.
So the jury selection, if we were